Ken, Sydney, hey, congratulations on your new film, Lumina.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's always fun to watch these wild, crazy alien type of films. But we have to know from you is what initially drew you that you wanted to be part of this project?
For me, it was just the idea of being in this crazy world, being in a sci-fi movie for the first time, and then also being in this film during 2020 when we're in lockdown. This is a pandemic. I like to say it's a question mark on the whole world at this point. And so to be even considered for this opportunity to have the audition in the first place was so incredible for me. I jumped at the opportunity, of course. I read the script, I looked at the sides, I said, one, Patricia's pretty cool. I'll be friends with her. And then two, what a crazy world that Gino made. So yeah, and then you get to film in Morocco. Win, win, win. So I was over the moon when they said that I was hired.
What about for you?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, as I read the script, the whole sci-fi thing, I've never, participated in any sci-fi, films or television. So, and I'm a big, sci-fi freak. I love Star Wars, Star Trek, Matrix 1, 2, 3, the whole situation. So when I was able to look at this script and have the opportunity to perform this character, George, who is also like a conspiracy theorist, I was like, hey, this guy is right up my alley. I love it. And I was just glad to be able to film out in Morocco. Like Sydney said, we were in a pandemic. So auditions out here in the US were pretty scarce. So the fact we were able to do something so magnificent in a whole nother country on this level in this world that we played in was just an opportunity I could not pass up.
Most excellent. Ken, besides it being a conspiracy theorist, one of the things that we love about George as a character is that he seems very comical in his own way through such a serious type of film. How do you feel about that? How do you want to approach a character like that? Because a character like this doesn't do well in the horror movie setting.
Right. Well, the way it is that I just felt that a lot of people who are conspiracy theorists or even are on that level, it's like they kind of lack the personality of it. I approached George with actually just bringing more of like, you guys don't understand this world, and I'm kind of laughing at everyone for not being as involved and as awakened as I am. So that was the way I was able to approach it in that manner. Because when you think about it, if somebody knows something if I know something that they don't know, then we don't know nothing. So we have to share information, and that's what made it kind of roll that way with me, just to laugh about it.
Yeah.
Sydney, how do you describe your character? Because I feel like she didn't have to come along this journey, but she did.
Yeah. I like to describe Lumina as a whole, not just a sci-fi movie about aliens, but it also has heart as well. It really is a story about love. Obviously, the love between Alex and Tatiana as boyfriend and girlfriend, but also the love of friends as well. Because it takes a heck of a lot of love for a friend to go on this journey to find their other friend in a world that we don't know what we're going to encounter. So there had to have been so much love and heart behind it. I describe Patricia as a free spirit, as someone who, when she does love, she loves hard. She's a ride or die friend. I think we can all say that about all four friends here. We are all ride or die to the bone. And also, Patricia, she has her little comedic, funny moments in there as well. She's a meddler. She's a little nosy, but she definitely is the glue of the friend group.
I know, and the
Absolutely.
one thing I never quite understood about Patricia is being such a person with the camera phone the whole time. Couldn't you just live cast everything?
there would have been live stream on the planet. The only audience she would have would be aliens just tuning in like, oh, that's your location.
Well, most excellent. Now, both of you mentioned, I did not know that you guys actually did go to Morocco itself. How was that overall experience? And is it so desolate as it indicated in this film?
Oh, it was obviously we filmed during the pandemic, like we said, but even still, we saw where it is so lively there. You know, like we weren't able to experience the liveliness because we were all in lockdown, but driving through, seeing all the different stores and all the restaurants, I can just imagine when everything was open again, how bustling it was, in Marrakesh especially. So it was incredible. I mean, it was stunning views. Ken actually, he showed me Mars. Like we could just look up and see a red dot. I was like, what is that? He's like, that's Mars. You know, like it was breathtakingly beautiful. The sand dunes, like I can't wait to go back. I really can't.
Oh, yeah, the food there was amazing. I mean, I was eating fruit and I was like, man, this is how an orange is supposed to taste. My God. The strawberries, the apples. I mean, everything was so fresh, so clean. The environment was beautiful. The landscaping was just beautiful. Some of these villas that we were looking at, I mean, just olive trees, just beautiful. I didn't even, I was gonna try to get lost out there. I didn't want to come back to America.
Yeah, like, can we just stay a little bit longer?
Just like 2 more years, please.
Wow, and Sydney brought up something that I didn't know about Ken. I didn't know you're such an astronomer that you could actually spot that one red unblinking dot in the sky as Mars.
Yeah, it was beautiful. There was a time when we were actually driving and the sun and the moon were right opposite of each other. It was like maybe right around maybe like 5:30, and while we're driving, you can see the moon in front of us, and then behind us is the sun. It was an amazing lighting. It was like this orange, yellowish, bluish light. I mean, I was amazed. I did not want to leave. There was so much to learn and experience while we were out there in Morocco. And I just had to thank Gino for allowing us to have the opportunity, because there were things that I've seen that I've never seen before.
I know, and
Being in LA, there's a lot of smog and stuff, so we can't see too much going on out in the sky.
We don't see stars in LA.
now tell us about the production sets that Gino created for this film. I know a lot of scenes were outside, but the inside was also equally impressive. Tell us about what, as actors, what you guys actually saw.
Massive sets. Gino had a vision, and he articulated that vision so clearly that when they built those sets, one, just it's so expansive. I felt like a bug. Like, I feel like I'm pretty tall, but I felt like a bug in there. And then what Gino did, he wanted everything to be a surprise for us. So he blocked us from even seeing most of the sets until it was time to film our scenes. So some of our reactions in the movie are our genuine first reactions, which I think are really cool. There are some moments where I'm like, okay, I'm a little scaredy cat. What's going on? And you can see that in the film. Some of those screams are extremely real.
Yeah. Yeah, some of the stuff, like she said, is some of the things we were not, allowed access to. So when we walk onto the set, we're put in this little corner here, and some of this stuff is kind of like, taped off, like you can't go in that direction. And even some of the platforms and things that we were walking on, it was so futuristic. I was like, you just felt like you were there. So we definitely immersed ourselves into these scenes and scenarios. It just made it so much greater, even just down to the aliens, and we didn't see anything. Everything was a real natural reaction.
Mhm.
I would,
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask is so he did the same thing with the aliens? I mean, what was it practical, or you guys looking at tennis balls, or what was going on set with the aliens?
There were real people in how tall was the alien suit? 8 feet or
Yeah, the
high?
guy, I don't know where this guy came from. I don't even, he might have been an alien because he was tall as
He
hell.
was super tall, but then the head
Yeah, it
itself,
was even more elongated.
and he was chasing us himself.
Yeah.
There were two aliens, I believe, chasing us. So there were no tennis balls for that one. Some of the other special effects, we had to use our imagination, but for the alien itself, we were chased repeatedly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kept us in suspense. You know, like I said, when you read this script, it's like you have to use your imagination to figure out, how is this going to happen? And so that was my whole thing. Every day when we were going to work and we were doing, things that had to deal with the aliens and being in just different areas, it was always a surprise. I didn't know what was coming. So Gino just did a great job just keeping things under wraps, for so long, because I can sit here and say, "Hey, Gino, man, what's up with the alien, man? What's it gonna look like?" You'll see. He's kind of keeps that approach, So it's like the guy's amazing. The guy's amazing. His vision, the whole point with the graphics, like he did it. He did the CGI, everything, beautiful.
As a lockdown production and an indie sci-fi film like this, it sounds like you guys did your own stunts and running in this, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Gino had us on the forefront. We did everything. I mean, some of the things that we did, I don't want to give too much away, but just being strapped up, going going through all these different techniques that he had us going through, some of the fight scenes, the choreography, using these guns that we had. It was amazing. I don't know who designed this stuff, but they did a great job. I was blown away every day.
The stunt coordinators are incredible. They were so safe. They
Yeah.
answered any questions because it was my first time ever doing a stunt more than running, right? In a film. So being strapped up and harnessed and all these things, I was completely new to it. And I had a blast. It felt like a one-woman roller coaster. It was so much fun. I definitely needed to take like 3 days of napping afterwards, but I had an incredible time. I'm so fortunate that I was able to do that. And now I'm like this. I'm ready for the next one.
Right.
It, it is so unbelievable that your characters have so much energy, but I guess adrenaline lasts a very long time if you're being chased by aliens, most definitely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
What about the costumes on this set? What was that? What was it wearing that actually like? Because in a way, I always find sci-fi costume to look uncomfortable, so sometimes I feel sorry for you.
No, that's another thing that he kept under wraps. We didn't see any of the outfits, the uniforms, or nothing. The spacesuits, you didn't see anything until the day of. But when we did put these things on, as far as myself, I was very comfortable. I felt like a superhero. I was trying to go out and go hang out with people and have my little space gear on. It looked cool to me. I loved it. I hope he lets me get it. I'm gonna talk to him when I see him. Like, where's my spacesuit, bro?
For me, it was a little bit different because Patricia is a free spirit, a hippie. I was able to bring some of my clothes from home to Morocco and have a few of my own personal items be integrated into my overall costume design, aside from the spacesuit. Yeah, absolutely. The spacesuits were kept under wraps. until the day of that. And that was a complete surprise. And that was very comfortable. It felt like a onesie that we were wearing. It was really nice. But then also I was comfortable because I was able to wear some of my own clothing as well as Patricia. So that was a lot of fun to just talk to Lindsay, the head of the wardrobe department, and try to figure out, okay, does she wear skirts? Does she wear pants? And we really had that distinct difference between the other girls and Patricia. Patricia always wore pants. You won't see her in a skirt or a dress. And whereas the other girls, they were more feminine and had the long gowns and all of that. So that was really cool to collaborate on that.
Sidney, how did you put on the helmet? Did you have to put on the helmet?
I had to put on the helmet, and it took two people. I did this, another person did this, and then the third person did this. Yeah, that was my big question at that time. What are we gonna do with my hair?
That is so true. Let's talk about aliens. One of the things that Gino based off this is actually, you know, those conspiracy theories that of alien abductions and all this kind of stuff. For you personally, do you believe in any of that kind of stuff? Of, you know, alien conspiracy, Roswell, you know, abductions, all that.
Yeah, I actually do. I do believe in those types of things. That's why I love the script, you know, so much, because, you know, it kind of related to how I think. You know, I don't believe we're the only, you know, life, you know, in this universe. And so when I look out and I see what goes on, like you know, like I said, I look at the stars at night and I know that every star out there is a sun, and there are things orbiting around that sun. And, you know, that light and that energy generates life. And who's to know how much technology other galaxies may have in the time travel and being able to move at light speed. Who knows? You know, we're at limited knowledge here on the planet. So I don't doubt it myself.
And for me, I always dabbled very slightly into the idea that there might be alien something else out there. And it wasn't until this movie and then me researching aliens more for, like, you know, the role and all that, where I said, oh, potentially there's more out there than I even thought. So I think they are real. I think there's something out
Final answer.
there.
Well said, well said. So for the both of you, what's up next after Lumina?
Well, right now I'm working on a film called Stepmother 2 with Chris Stokes. We're in the process of doing that, and so that's my project. I actually, you know, just got off of work this morning, so that's what I'm working on now.
Yeah, congratulations, Ken, for sure. For right now, everything will be updated on all my social medias. I'm excited for this Lumina premiere this Friday, and then the New York premiere for Lumina on the 10th of next month. So I'm just gearing up for all that, traveling, promoting Lumina as much as possible.
Well said, well said. And let me leave with one last thought, because, you know, speaking of conspiracy theories of people who actually watch this film, what is your theory that what Alex does in the film that he owns such a big house?
Bitcoin. He's an early Bitcoin investor. You know, he's doing something, man. I know that I need to find out what it is myself, because I'm coming up short.
I think he just got into some old money. I think his parents got the dough. That's why Patricia stays there at the house rent free.
Yeah. We friends now.
I was like, oh, the couch surfer can just live with you. Okay.
Ken, Sidney, this is a lovely conversation. You guys are loads of fun. Thank you very much for speaking to us about Lumina, and have fun this Friday at the premiere.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.